things for show and tell here. Hi everyone. First of all, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you will have a nice day tomorrow. I'm going to go see my mom at my sister's. My kids, well, I'm going to see my daughter some other time. I told her I want to go out for cocktails in San Francisco, so, but she's got something already planned. But I saw her this week, and that's one of the things I was going to talk about. I got to go to Google for Take Your Parents to Work Day. We got all sorts of swag, this mug being one of them. Isn't that cute? And a whole little bag full of goodies like notebooks and, oh yes, a Google pen. There's Google on it. I bought a couple things in the store. There's a Google store that the public can go to, but if you work there, you get a discount. So I bought a Google t-shirt. This is a Google across here. If you have me on Flickr, you will see me wearing the shirt. And then in the store, so I bought the t-shirt, little t-shirt, and then I had to get myself a YouTube sweatshirt. Is that not like totally geeky or what? So anyhow, so that was fun. It was a great day. Learned lots more about the company, learned lots more about how well they're taking care of our children. But it was fun. It was kind of like going to Disneyland. She pretty much had the day off, and we heard Laszlo Bock. I can't remember who he is, but at the end of the day, we heard Sergey and Larry Page, the founders, doing the Sergey and Larry show. But there was breakfast when we came, and then they took us on the buses over to the campus and had different things going on. We actually got in on a really interesting discussion or talk about one of the classes. They have different classes for the employees to go to, and they actually have an emotional intelligence class, which is pretty much a mindfulness meditation course, which is really cool. They've worked with John Kabat-Zinn, who is really big into kind of secularizing a lot of basically, long-standing Eastern practices. And so it was very cool, and I enjoyed it. But we had lunch at one of the cafes with her, and then they brought us back over, and they had cocktails and food, all kinds of food, and then we heard Sergey and Larry speak, and the different heads of like the departments or whatever. So we learned a lot more about Google, and it's a great place for her to work. She does work hard when they're not having events, but they try to make it so that they actually get a lot of work out of people. And they do. Google is another corporation, obviously, and so there is a lot of patting themselves on the back, but it really is cool, and it's very good for her to be able to be there. Whether she stays there throughout her career, I don't know yet, but she's not one to swallow any Kool-Aid, so she always kind of keeps an objective viewpoint on things. So, but that was fun. It was really nice to spend basically the day with her, and I haven't had a chance to do that in a long time, and that was kind of like the best part of it. So that was on Thursday, and yesterday was a little bit of a letdown. It was kind of like, when you have a big party, or a holiday comes, and then it's like, oh, back to reality and working through all my crap. Okay, next we'll go on to art. Okay, I think I was showing how I was working with some of the Polaroids. Did I show these already? I can't even remember. I don't think I showed these on here. I worked on some more cyanotypes using my grandmother's face over my own. So these are when they're blue. I'm thinking I will. Oh, that's right. I think I just showed you the Polaroids that were on Flickr. These I probably will T-tone. This is me over my grandmother with the outfit that she fixed. So I made negatives. I made large digital negatives for contact printing, and these are the cyanotypes. It's me having tea. My mother used to say my grandmother read tea leaves. She learned it from the gypsies in Poland. I don't know. And here's kind of me, a little bit in the darkness, and my grandmother behind me. So anyhow, So that was really good. I did a couple more of my sort of, people say they look like fairies, but a couple of more of my sort of combining botanicals with little negatives that I cut out, that I make and I cut out. So those are those. I think I was making those earlier in the week, and they turned out really well. I need to continue to expand on that and probably T-tone these. I'm thinking maybe make another set of prints. And then I've ordered some books and some DVDs. One DVD I got that is called What Remains, about Sally Mann. Look her up. She's a fabulous photographer. She took a lot. She's from Lexington, Virginia. She did a lot of photographs of her family, her children, a while ago, like in the early to mid 90s. And then she went on to using wet plate, collodion glass plate work. She did a series of landscapes. And then What Remains was a series that was basically about death and how we decompose back into the earth. But fabulous. Really, it's just really, I love videos, DVDs, documentaries about artists. And then here's another one that I got that was just made recently called Lost and Living. And it kind of follows over, I think they made it over a course of 7 years. And it follows 4 women artists and the struggles that they had between the art that they needed to do, that was just part of them, and being a mother, and how they worked that in together. And it's actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of a neat movie for Mother's Day. And then I got 2 books which I haven't even hardly cracked open yet. Guide to Getting Arts Grants, and also something called Artwork, everything you need to know and do as you pursue your art career. That's the part I don't like to slog through, but I need to figure out how to do all this stuff. I think I'll take you out in the garden and I'll tell you what's been going on. Alrighty, so we're gonna head out into the garden. Oh, check this out from the farmer's market this morning. Look at all those berries. That's so cool. My Astralmeria is blooming. Getting so much of it. There's some mugwort. I like to bring mugwort in and put it here for Baba Yaga. Okay. A beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. I love to listen to the birds. I sat out here and just kind of meditated a little this morning. I have a spot in my bedroom. I do that frequently, but it was just so nice to sit out here. So you'll see my English roses are doing fabulous. Chase trees coming along. The peonies are almost blooming out now. And all that's horseradish. Melissa. All right. My valerian is almost ready to bloom. And the St. John's wort just keeps coming along. There's Jizo. That's where the Astralmeria is growing. And my veggies are doing pretty good. The pole beans are coming up, and there's the squashes, basil, dill. Tomatoes are doing well. This one's, I think I mentioned, it's San Francisco fog. And I had to replant a couple of the cucumbers. But the rhubarb's going to town. I got to do more with rhubarb. Motherwort is blooming, and this would be the time to pick it for tincturing, but I don't need any tincture, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. A little bit of sorrel's coming. And back here, look at this. More comfrey stalks. I just did another pint of comfrey oil, and it's this beautiful green color. It turned out this beautiful green. And I have it in the refrigerator, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double infusion. And I'm going to take that oil and infuse another batch of leaves. So it's a very, very potent oil. And that's about it. I did try to do some candied angelica, but I'm not sure how well it worked out. it's a little tough. My wormwood's growing. And what else back here? Yeah, the mugwort's coming along. I still need to put this soil down, but it's looking good. Oh, and I went on an herb walk today. You don't have me on Facebook. Never mind. Some of you who have me on Facebook, I put some pictures. Went over to a park, one of the East Bay parks over in Point Richmond. Lovely young woman from that's studying at the Ohlone Herb School in Berkeley. It was just a free walk. I was the only one who showed up, which she said she really only wanted one person, so she got her wish. And we walked around the hills and identified milky oats and a ton of different things that were growing along there that are useful, medicinals. And I asked her, I said, can you gather from the East Bay Regional Parks? And she said, well, really no, they don't want you to, so you have to find places where it's cool. And she said I could ask at the herb school. But the milky oats are done now. But other things are coming along. We didn't find any mugwort up there, but there were a lot of blackberries. The blackberries are coming along. And a couple of, this bay out there. There are a couple of trees that I wasn't familiar with. She even told me about the medicinal uses for poison oak, believe it or not, and what the native people here had, how they had used it. So anyway, that's about it. I will bid you adieu and wish you a lovely Mother's Day tomorrow and a great rest of your weekend. See you, folks.